Hello everyone, this is your girl Betty King and we are back again for Inner Dialogue with Charis.
Hello. Welcome.
As you swallow your coffee. Yeah, so today we want to talk about purpose and parenting. This is in regards to how we were parented and how we are intentionally parenting our children in regards to them fulfilling their assignments. To you, Peter.
Amazing. So we are continuing with this discussion on purpose and relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And so today we are going into the other very serious relationship, which is parenting.
Yes.
And I think we'll go right into it because we've come from places. I think we want to look at how are we parented and are we prepared for assignments, and vis-a-vis how are we doing it today.
Yeah.
Did we learn anything, or are we continuing with our parents' mistakes, or did we learn from them and are we doing the things they did well? Yeah, so I don't know how people are doing parenting out there, but one of the things that I know is that at times when you're not aware that everyone has an assignment, you may not be able to prepare them for it.
Yeah.
I actually like to tell my friends, did you know that your child is not even yours? That child is not yours. Yes, you might have provided the seed. You might have carried the child. But that is not actually your child. What you are is a steward.
Yes.
You're a steward of a destiny that God intended.
Yeah.
So I think the first thing should be to realize who is the owner, who is the real owner
Of this child.
And what was their intention for their lives. Yeah. So even as we are beginning, maybe we want to take it back. Both Betty and I are millennials, so our bringing might have been a little bit different from what's happening today.
Yeah.
And maybe let's start with you, Betty. Do you think you were well prepared for purpose?
My straight answer is no. I wasn't prepared. I wasn't aware.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But looking back at the years and our parents and their parents, I would say they were not aware.
They were not aware.
They were not aware because I don't think you would be aware right now and refuse to put the same across to your children.
Yes.
So they were not aware, and of course it affected our parents, and it ended up affecting us. Yeah. But times have changed, and information is out there, is available for every one of us. The internet is there. I mean, books have been written, and right now there's little excuse you can give as to how far you can go with your life, because right now there's so much that is available for us. So back then I wasn't aware of anything called purpose as far as being parented is concerned, because for my parents it was about just going to school and achieving what you're able to achieve, get a job and continue living your life. For me it was sort of even a more disadvantage, because as if you watched the first episode, you'd realize that my parents were absentees. My dad was an absentee dad, and my mom, due to her religious affiliations, she was also an absentee mom. So I ended up raising myself. I would say my neighbors raised me. I would say my neighbors and God brought me to where I am today. So where purpose is concerned, I was not aware.
You were not aware.
I was zero aware.
I think you're raising some issues. Some of the things that were done wrong by the parents in our time is that, number one, there could be that absenteeism. But even the other thing is that there were these particular vocations ama particular jobs that were seen as the in thing.
The in thing, yeah.
Ukue daktari, pilot, lawyer, mwalimu, you know,
police,
jeshi.
Yeah. Which still happens in the rural parts of Kenya, because you find people when their kids finish high school, complete high school, and especially the men, the boy child, they are pushed to certain places, like you must join the police force, you must join the military, and really, is this boy wired for the military? Because military is it's a mindset also. It's a mindset and it's a service.
Yes.
You know, it's a calling, I would say, because it's a huge sacrifice. Being in military is a huge sacrifice, and you're putting your life out there to protect and you know, at risk, and not everybody is wired for that kind of thing. But parents out there feel like that is the job, that is the security that will be giving you money, you know. And life is not just about bringing in money.
I read a quote the other day. Someone said, you are extremely poor if the only thing you have is money. And you know, what you're saying is so valid, and it's raising questions in me. I am thinking, is this one of the reasons at times we have very incompetent, let me not call them incompetent, because you find that they are very learned, they understand their job.
Actually, they lack the energy.
They lack the enthusiasm.
To do, enthusiasm is the word.
So you find a doctor that doesn't care about people. You find a teacher that doesn't like students. Is like, let me use the example you've used. The army. Joining the army, joining the military. It is such a... like if for me who loves movies, you know, I know also in like movies try to let me, no offense to Hollywood, but I know they like to portray the best side of the US, and there could be people also who join the military there for just maybe to advance their own agendas. But like if you observe, most of the people who join the military in the US, they really want to serve their nation. It's a calling. It's such an honor. But I can say without fear of contradiction, here in Kenya, number one, guys have been pushed into the military who neither wanted nor deserved to be in the military, but their parents were influential. And they somehow found,
because they had the connections to just join there.
Because for them it's about, this is a job that has good security. You will work there, you know, the money is good.
The benefits,
when you're sent out there, the benefits are good. But is this person really given to the country? Are they really a patriot? Because I know my own brother and one of my best friends, those guys really wanted to be in the military. They had a calling, they had a desire, they are physically fit. Like I know my own brother is older than me, but looks better than me. You know, like he has always been fit. You know, I could tell he had, even today, he has so much information about the military. Like if he joined today, he would perform much better than many people who've been there for years.
Because he's passionate.
But he had no connection. We had no money for bribing. I remember, I think on 2 occasions, you know, when they go for those military recruitments, they begin by running. They begin by, you know, they go for like a cross country. I think twice he was first or second. Then he would go through all the processes. Then they just find something to deny him the opportunity. Your tooth has been filled at the back there. You cannot join the military. You know, I remember kuna meme imekuwa ikienda around ati kwa nini mtu ananyimwa job ya polisi, Juju ya meno kwani njio haizikula hongo. Unajua?
Haizikula hongo.
Yeah. You know. So I think it's something maybe we can touch a bit about it. Have you had an experience with someone you went to receive a service somewhere and you wondered, guy,
so many times,
yeah.
Like seriously, you go to a hospital and you find like this nurse or this doctor has zero empathy.
Yes.
You know, and
yes.
they're there just dispensing drugs, and they really don't care about, you know, even as a patient, when you're going there and this doctor has no connection with you at all,
yeah.
or this nurse, and you will not even be able to express yourself the way you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just looking at you and you're just concerned, zero concern about the patient. Like,
yeah.
It's just like you're buying time. Ifike 5 p.m.
yeah.
uende kwenye unaenda.
And you're a
doctor. Because you're supposed to, you're a nurse, you know. You're supposed to bring me to a place of, do you know that connections bring healing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even just...
I have a doctor, a pediatrician for my daughter. This doctor is awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Like, we go there, and even if I was stressed about any other thing, the way he would welcome us, like, hi, my daughter, how are you doing? Come here. He hugs my daughter and is so, you know, he's so personal, and he's saying that, don't worry, I will prescribe this and God will heal you, and I love you so much. God will take care of you. You know, you can see the passion in him for his work, you know. And by the time you get out of there, even whatever you are hurting from, trust me, you inaanza tu kutoka, because you felt nice, you know. You felt his presence. You felt him wanting to be in your situation, you know. He feels your pain, you know. Just the way in sales we are told, feel the customer's pain before you sell a product to them. It's the same concept. Because if you're not empathetic with your patient or whoever you're serving, then there is no transaction that will take place. Yeah.
I feel like this is, you know, once again, let me throw this to our audience. You know, in this season 2, we want you to really participate. You know, tell us about, I feel, like one of the reasons we have incompetent people, incompetent quote unquote, because these are people who are well learned.
They've gone to school, yes.
Yeah. One of the reasons we have people in places of service and they are doing so poorly is because it's not their place in the first place.
Yes.
We have people doing sales that are not meant to be doing sales, but because it was the available job.
It was the available job.
They took it up. And so they are like, unanunua yema ununui, unajua, and you wonder why one person will make so much sales and another will not. You wonder why a certain counter. I have heard of banks. Actually, there is a friend of mine was working in a bank recently, and one of the colleagues, even the customers knew, ile counter siendi. That guy is just too bad, too rough, too rude. You wonder what he's doing there. He probably should be somewhere working behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know, probably should be somewhere in, and I'm not saying engineers are rude, but there are vocations which take, like, you don't have to interact with people. Your personality, again, we send you back to season 1.
Yes.
Check out the few pointers we pointed towards your assignment. There are vocations that will suit your personality better. You're someone who loves spending time alone.
Yeah.
If you do not like consistent interaction with people, what are you doing in a front office desk? You get. I have one nurse, a friend of mine who's a nurse, and I remember, this is controversial by the way, but this is my thought.
Yeah.
I remember one of the days during a nurse's strike, she used to sneak into hospital and serve. And I told her, what are you doing? Like, akaniambia, mimi, I just cannot bring myself to strike. I just cannot bring myself to imagining there are guys in hospital who are not feeling well and we have left. And this... you
know what that says?
Yeah.
That purpose, we had mentioned that purpose is something you will find yourself doing even without being paid.
Yes.
You enjoy doing
Yes.
it
Yes.
even if you're not paid for it.
Yes.
Yeah. So for her, she's on purpose.
Yeah.
She's not on payroll.
Yeah.
What motivates her is not what she's being paid.
Yeah.
What motivates her is her fulfillment in doing what she does. Yeah.
I truly support, especially in Kenya, you know, and maybe we'll share our stories of maandamano. When we were there rejecting, and we were there because personally I was there because governance is a serious issue in our country.
Very serious.
That has put people in very awkward positions. And I truly support the fact that our doctors and our nurses and our healthcare personnel should be paid very well. But I've always had a problem with how easy, at times, easy quote unquote, it is for them to just
put down their tools. Yes.
Because their vocation is not like any other, if you ask me. It's not, this one has direct consequences on, it's a life and
on
death.
people's lives.
It's a life and death issue. And there are times like they have, like when a strike, and na watu ni wagonjwa. So what does it mean, ukistrike? Does it mean, mkiambiwa haya, we are downing our tools, mgonjwa wakiwa hapo, you actually leave them sick? An emergency case arises and you don't attend to them, you know?
And that is why organizations that thrive hire
this is
based on...
and I'd like to hear from you. What do you think about a nurse, a doctor striking? I feel like they might have genuine issues.
Of course, they have genuine issues.
I would want to hear how easy is it. I am loving the fact that right now we have interns who are striking because they have not been given an opportunity to serve. Now, for me, I feel like that is in the right direction. But I feel like if there could be another way of dealing with it, man, I don't know if I would strike as a doctor or a nurse. What does it mean when you strike? And you know, the people that are affected are the poor.
Of course.
Because most of the time, the only people who will strike are the people working in public service.
Public service.
Yes. But the rich will go to the private hospitals, and the same doctors who are refusing maybe to attend to people in the public hospital will go back to their clinics where they charge 4,000 shillings. Please, doctors, don't kill me. Just give me your view.
So the question is, did our parents contribute to the fact that we find ourselves in a profession that doesn't necessarily give us a sense of purpose? Did our parents put us in a place where we chose courses that don't necessarily give us fulfillment?
Yes.
Did we end up doing...
Yes.
Some people say they have certificates, they graduated and they put them on the drawer because that course belonged to their parent. It's the parent who made you.
I've heard that countless times.
Go to med school or law school. Yeah.
I've heard people who've told their parents, nimemaliza yako.
Ndio hii. Sasa naenda kuanza yangu. Is it worth it? Yeah. Why don't we just begin from the beginning in the right way? Yeah.
Honestly, like me, if you were to ask me, was I prepared for my assignment? I would say yes and no.
What's
Yes, because my it's the easy one. My parents really never had. They were not strict. This is what we want you to become. They took us through school, but I would say no, because they also didn't. I was not prepared. They didn't tell me there's something like, because they didn't know.
Okay.
There's something like you are cut out for a specific assignment, and there is the way you are created that will prepare you to serve in this area. If you take this area, you serve best. So you find that all of us, my brother and I, we did accounts because our father was an accountant.
Ah.
We ended up doing accounts. And I could easily say, iyo kabisa, that was my dad's. Even my dad, he did accounts because I think his passion was in business. So that might have been relevant for him. So, but he also served in the government. But my dad was always very clear about what he wanted. So he served in the government for a while, then went into business.
Yeah.
But for me, I did accounts because it's the only thing I could think of. It was the cheapest, most marketable course. Ni course gani mtu anaweza fanya apate pesa haraka? Accounts bas. Hospitali nataka accountant, shule nataka accountant.
Mimi nilifanya sales kwa sababu sales haikuwa inahitaji makaratasi na sikuwa nayo. So that's what I did. It was available freely without papers, and it's just a skill you could just pick and learn and run with it. But then at the end of it all, if it doesn't fulfill you, then you just have to start finding yourself. Yeah.
So what saved us is actually what we said again in season 1. God does not waste experiences. So for me, accounting was absolutely relevant for my life. But God used it as a stepping stone. It was accounting that ushered me into the place of ministry. And it was while I was in ministry that I started discovering what I'm good at.
Yeah.
Okay. So God used it.
Yeah.
And I think what we are driving to is, so how are we doing it now?
Yeah, because I could relate how we are doing it now. I'm looking at my life when I was in primary school and high school, and I was very good in drama. I was very good in poetry. I was very good in public speaking, in short. And I have certificates to show that I did so well. I performed so well in those areas, you know. And if my parents would have picked that and nurtured it, who knows where I'd be today. But that makes me become intentional about my children. Like, I have to pick from the beginning what Lee and Chanel are made of. You know, they are made of something. It's not that they'll be made of. There's something they came with to this world, and it's already starting to present itself. So my job is to nurture. Just like you said, we are vessels. We were used to bring them forth. We birth destinies. Those are destinies. So if we can be able to pinpoint like this child is good at this, you know, and help them bring it out, nurture it and grow it, then I think we will really be doing a service to them.
Awesome.
And the period of the process becomes easier, because for us our process was harder. We took long.
Very true.
But for them, if we are able to pick these things that they have in them that can bring out their true selves, then it will be easier for them to go through this process and even achieve this purpose without much struggle.
Awesome. You know, it just reminds me of what we said about last episode. The person who wants to go to Kampala, but because they are not aware where they're going, they first take a bus to Mombasa, then to Malindi, then to Kisumu, back to Nakuru, and then they see Kampala. Oh, niko naenda Kampala. It's the same. For some of us, we have started realizing our positions way later in life. When you have children, when you have, you know, there are people who are affected. You know, when, for example, you realize this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I have read stories upon stories of people, and probably that is one of the things we are going to be doing later. We are going to be inviting people who took a turn, you know, later in their lives, took a turn and began pursuing their purpose. But when you discover it late, for example, for me, when I had to give up opportunities you know, just to be in the place where I felt fulfilled.
Yeah.
And it costed me something.
True.
It costed people who had nothing to do with it something. Yeah. It costed my family something. Because I refused better opportunities that would give me more money, quote unquote, to take an opportunity that would bring me fulfillment, money baadaye. You see? So I think it's so important that you're saying it's good to be, now that we now get the opportunity to be their parents, now we should be more deliberate. And as you were mentioned, you said, you know, about nurturing those gifts and what we see in our children. I just remembered, we usually say purpose is in 3 stages, or pursuing, you know, your assignment is in 3 stages. There is the discovery stage, there is the development stage, and then there is the deployment stage. The 3 Ds of purpose. You know, and as a parent, you are so key for the discovery and the development stages of your child's purpose. You are the person. One of the ways people discover purpose, by the way, is by what they are told. Oh, you're so good at this. So I'm personally really keen on seeing what my son is good at. Even now, I know, you see, he's still young. When he's in school, you see he's performing well in everything, and you want him to excel. So even when he's low on this, you tell him, I want you to do work hard. I know this time you didn't do well in Kiswahili, this time you didn't do well in music. Work hard, make sure your grade goes higher. But I already can begin telling, this is not his strength. This he's doing. You get? That is one of your assignments. I feel like that is one of your assignments as a parent.
It is. That is what parenting is all about. Because when you say parenting, it's not giving birth. You know, it's not planting that seed.
The easiest part of parenting.
It's just the beginning. Now the tough part is now transitioning this baby into a person. You know, into a man or a woman. Of substance. Because now the process begins. And the Bible says, guide your child in the way he should go, and he will not depart from it. So I believe it's not just about discipline in terms of character, and it's also about purpose. Because you're guiding them in their purpose. And you're helping them. You know, they get confidence when it's you putting it in them, rather than when you're pushing it away from them. Which is what really happened to us, because some of us wanted to be musicians, but you know, back then,
some of us footballers. Then I have several friends who are really good
in football,
and one of the things they were told, mpira itakupeleka mpira inapeleka wewe wapi? You know.
So it's really
and they
critical.
were first maths that was getting in here and quickly
and coming out
the other year.
It's really critical that parents take it into consideration. Like, if I'm the one instilling this on my child, then it's easier for them to just pick and run with it, rather than if I push it away. You know, it's really hard to be pushed away in terms of what you want, what you like, you know, doing. And then later on you come and discover that this is how I was supposed to be. This is how my life was wired. And you know, getting it again takes time. And that is why we are even here for people of second chances. For us, we have been given a second chance, you know, to go for it. And we are so many millennials who are in that path of struggling, finding yourself again. You're feeling like it's too late. You're feeling like there's so much responsibility. Ni purpose nitaangalia, ama ni watoto nitalea, ama ni, you know, there's so much. Amani, you know, there's so much, but
ni purpose nitafanya, you know, because at times when you're beginning, when you're in the process of discovery and development, it actually costs you more than it brings you.
It does, yeah.
I am a believer I have studied it. Nothing can pay you as good as your assignment. That's given.
Pause.
For the kids, my take would be, I'd like to hear your take. Like, I know dad is insisting, this is what I want you to do. How about you say, okay, dad, one way would be come to an agreement. Dad, if I work hard on this, would you be able to support me in doing this?